Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Leslie Igiraneza, Energy Associate at Base Consulting, and today we'll be speaking about the SCOPIUS Corridor. So traditionally, generation investments, transmission investments, productive use of energy have all been planned and financed separately, even though they depend one on the other. And the issue with that is that utilities have weak revenues and also energy infrastructure remain underutilized. And that is exactly the challenge the Scorpius Corridor has been designed to solve. The platform aggregates geospatial data, economic data, infrastructure, policy data, all of that to create productive economic activity that can be utilized as anchor loads to support the commercially viable infrastructure. My colleague is going to walk us through the platform.
Thank you, Leslie. My name is James, AI engineer at Base Consulting. So I'll be taking you through the platform. So on this platform, we have different agents. For now, we have been able to run 3 different use cases, but these agents use different data from different data sources. For example, geospatial, we have economic profiling, we have electricity data, other sources of data. So what the agent does is first it comes up with a plan down how it is going to execute. You can either accept this plan or iterate on this plan, then fine tune it on how you want. So after you approve the plan, the agent is going to map the points that you want to study or to map that corridor on a map. So on this side, you can see this is the map. And for example, in this case, we are dealing with the Zambia, Lusaka, Kambwe, Copper Belt. So the agent will first map the points that you want to study, so that this is the first point, which is Zambia, and this is Lusaka. Then draw a spine just to show you the corridor. Then after that, it will now start pulling the geospatial data, mapping them on the map so that you can easily see how the data is distributed on the map. So the agent is a combination of multiple agents. So the agent is going to delegate to other agents, and those agents now are going to do an analysis, pull the data. As they pull the data now, after they pull the data, they are going then to map the different data sources on the map. For example, you can see the demand cluster. You can just enable and disable and see, for example, the name. This is copper belt mining. You can be able to see the peak demand and other details. For example, for economic profiling, you can be able to see, for example, this is Canberra. The dominant sector is agriculture and logistic, durability, ability to pay. All these done by the agent. You can also be able to see the different activities. For example, there is mining going on somewhere. Just enable that, click, and you'll be able to see the more details about that given location. So this will happen for all the different data sources that we have been able to map, and the plan that the agent was able to come up with. And just go through it and ensure that you can see, for example, here, the next step that the agent is executing is a resource specific screening, finding what is going on the ground. For example, the irrigation, where the water sources are, where the social loads are. So yeah, then it will do demand modeling. Let's say, for example, we have a mall somewhere. We have identified that this would be a good source. We are going to do load modeling. For example, if someone was to open a portion mill on that mall, the amount of power that portion mill is going to draw from the power. This help us even now be able to do the next thing, which is grid integration and viability, checking whether the current transmission line is able to carry the amount of power that we're suggesting, whether we need to construct a new power grid and all that. So we are not stopping at assessing what is on the ground. We are also generating financial model to check the viabilities of the opportunities. Then also we're doing a job and impact assessment to show the number of jobs that this is going to create. And after that, we now generate the final report, which is an investor roadmap showing the different opportunities, for example, the spine, the corridor type. I'll just go through the population electrification screening. You can be able to go through this and understand, and you can query the agent to be able to understand even better if there's something that you don't understand. Utility infrastructure and anchor loads, all that was mapped on, that the agent showed on the map. It's on this report. We are doing even a 10-year demand projection so that we are able to assess the viability of these opportunities and whether, for example, the transmission line will be able to scale if, for example, the population was to increase or the anchor loads were to increase by a given number of percentage. Then we have a financial model which you can be able to download and go through it. You can also just interact with the agent and refine the financial model and edit any or query any other information that you may need. So that's all.